Hello everybody, welcome to Storytime with Dan. This is Storyteller Arts. Today's episode is going to be a really important one, especially this time of year and with this particular topic. I want to talk about the feeling of being alone. Feeling alone for Thanksgiving, being alone for Christmas, or even just being alone for the holidays, especially this time of year, but more importantly, especially this year, when being alone is a worldwide mandate in many cases. It's hard to fight feeling alone. After all, are you not alone? I see everywhere people are posting being alone quotes, feeling the alone quotes, and people showing a fear of being alone. A while back, I wrote a short story about the feeling of being alone. Feeling alone is something that affects everyone and hits hardest when you are alone for the holidays. I live with these feelings, and since I live alone and have been faced with a lot of depression in my own life, I got active in Depression Awareness Month, Depression Awareness Day, and even wrote a few depression awareness quotes. The storytelling example is called Alone and was written last year before the pandemic was ever known. I use my unique brand storytelling to help people understand that even when they are at their lowest, they are not alone. That is why I stress the importance of storytelling and created my storytelling blogs. I use storytelling to stress the importance of good storytelling and show others that creative storytelling, we can heal others and bring a smile to a hurting soul. I use the storytelling art to create a connection to others in many of my stories. I hope you will enjoy and share them with someone that may need them, even if you yourself do not. And so today's episode is going to be Alone. This is a story poem that I wrote a while back, last year I believe. I walk all alone in a big crowded place. Sorrow and sadness is etched on my face. The years and the tears that I cannot displace. I try to gain ground, but I'm losing this race. I stand all alone on a lost crowded street, surrounded by strangers and friends I don't keep. As some try to help lift me back on my feet, I turn and I run so they can't see me weep. So now I'm alone in the depths of my head, with madness and anger and hatred and dread. I scratch and I bite and I pull out my hair. I'm filled with self-pity. I'm lost in despair. There's no one around now, it's all up to me. I push them away so I have to break free. I can rise above this, I can win this fight. But where is that hunger that leads to the light? For now there is darkness, for now there is fear, for now there is anguish, but freedom is near. See, studies don't lie, and statistics have shown that I'm one of many. I am not alone. So that's one out of my Conquering Depression, a Poetic Perception book. And I wrote that because that particular day, that's exactly how I was feeling. I was feeling alone, but I knew that I wasn't. But I didn't really have anyone because I pushed them all away. And sadness in reality is a lot of times the people that need the most help are the same people pushing others away. They don't want the help, or they feel, maybe sometimes they might feel like they're unworthy of getting that help, or maybe they feel like they're above it in some cases. In my particular case, I don't really know. I mean, it's a little bit of both. I certainly knew I wasn't alone, but at the same time, it's like you feel alone. And so I started to realize that this is something that a lot of people deal with. It's not just me. And that's where the last line of the poem came from, that statistics don't lie. There's a lot of people being alone, and unfortunately, suicide is proof of that. And I've faced suicide in my own life a few times. I've written a couple short stories about those. One of them I've already posted, and one of them will be coming up in a future episode. So I'm a big proponent for helping people not feel alone and to heal when they're hurting. Sometimes from a breakup, sometimes a divorce. Maybe it's just because you live alone or because your family's far away. Well, this time of year, this year specifically, with the pandemic and the coronavirus, 2020 is going to be known as the year of the virus, that's for sure. And hopefully I'll survive it. Hopefully you will. And that we'll get through this. But it's definitely a time of year where people are feeling alone. And so I just want to tell you out there that you're not alone. Others feel the same way. I felt the same way. I feel the same way. As I write this and say this to you now, I'm living alone myself, and I'm in isolation because I have COPD, and so I am scared to death about traveling or visiting people. I haven't seen any of my friends except for very, very few, and it's the same ones that I've seen since March, when this whole pandemic really hit. I pray that it'll end soon, and I pray that we'll all survive it, but you're not alone. And if you like this story poem, then please give it a thumbs up, maybe share it with your friends, or subscribe. That'll help me reach new people, and I hope you'll come back and visit me again soon. My name's Dan. This has been Storyteller Arts, and keep the faith. We're going to make it through this. Have a wonderful day. God bless.